Yeah, you were mentioning your cabin. So what were you getting?
Um,
You and
we're we're,
Berna.
we're gonna start compaction tomorrow on our foundation.
What's that?
We basically dug out the whole foundation because there was a bunch of trees and roots.
Oh
So we
yeah,
removed all the dirt where the shed is gonna be,
yeah.
and then we put in these in Swedish they're called plinta. You know
Ah, okay.
they basically they're gonna hold the the supports that will actually hold the shed.
Yeah.
So we put those in place, leveled everything out, and tomorrow I'll put all the dirt back and compact it all nice and
Okay.
hard. So it's been fun.
So you're
A lot of
done
work.
with the fence?
No, this is the foundation.
Oh, okay, okay.
This is just the hole under the shed of the
Understood.
house.
Okay.
Yeah, what's going
So
to
how
be
how
our new
much
guest
how
house.
how much is that? I mean, like, is it a lot or I
The
have no
whole.
idea how it is going. So
To be honest, I am actually not in charge of. I'm not project managing this job. That's actually my sister-in-law.
all right.
So as far as cost, I'm not really sure what they've spent so far.
Okay.
I'm just yeah in
But
charge of
you're
making
gonna do
sure
it
everything gets
6 in
done
the
right.
morning?
I'm picking up Berna tomorrow at 6:30 to
All
pick up
right.
a machine at the
Okay.
Bauhaus, and then we're gonna
Bauhaus. Do
yeah
they open that early?
7.
7. All right.
Yeah. So yeah, but we're going to the one in Bernstorp because it's the only one that has an electric compactor.
Okay.
Because apparently
How
you can't use gas ones at these cabin, uh, what do you call it?
the 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 area?
The area, yeah,
Okay.
where all these cabins are located. They have these rules, and you can't use any gas powered equipment.
Oh.
Which is weird because we actually rented some gas powered equipment. And I was trying to use it all day Thursday, and it kept breaking down on me.
Yeah.
It was good it didn't work, or else we could have gotten in trouble. So we we found out later after the fact.
What
But
was it someone who they complained or something
no,
or
no,
what?
we actually asked one of the neighbors for some help with something, and then he came
Yeah.
over and he saw the machine was sitting there, and he's like,
Okay.
"Oh, you can't really use this right now on
That's five.
Saturday."
That's 5 to 10.
Yeah, he's like, "You can't use it on
Like
Saturday or
regulation
Monday."
too. I see.
He actually said it was weird. He said, "You can't use this on Saturday or Monday." And I was like, "Okay, so
Well,
we
this is
can use
pretty
it on
weird.
Tuesday
So,
through Friday." And then he's like, "No,"
what?
and I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, you can't use it from 1st of May to the 1st of October." And then I was like, "What?" I said, "That can't be right." So Berna looked it up online, and sure enough, yeah, those are the rules.
What's some
You
weird
can use
rules?
gas-powered equipment from the 1st of April to the 1st of May, and that's it.
But it's like that. It's like is that period during the opening hours, and then after that is like the closing time. I
No,
mean,
no,
what's the reason?
they don't want any gas powered equipment, so it has to be electric. Everything has to be electric. Your lawnmowers, your trimmers, everything you use on site has to be electric. It can't be gas powered.
What?
So
You mean
chainsaws,
machinery, right?
machinery, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, not
I'm thinking
cars.
about because I'm thinking like the grills and it's like there's like
No, yeah,
gas grills, right?
gas grills are okay, but they don't even allow fire pits, which
That's pretty
is such a
weird.
big bummer. Yeah, yeah, but
I
we're gonna
mean,
work around all that.
yeah, this it's but what is like is there like official rule book that you get or is like everything online?
Um, I'm sure there's actually a rule book. It's just that it's
Somewhere
the
dusty.
cabin has been in the family already for 15 years, and then it's just now that the girls are actually kind of inheriting it or taking
Yeah.
over it. So
That's awesome.
we're not really aware of what's in the rule book, just kind of by what's been told to us by
Then
our
a
mother-in-law,
random guy
yeah, our
comes
mom.
up. You can't do that. It's 5 to 10.
Yeah, exactly.
But so so what's left of you guys to do? You
Oh,
got the foundation.
yeah. So after the foundation on Thursday, we actually get the actual cabin or
Yeah.
the shed will come in,
Yeah.
and then Berna and I think Mercer will start assembling it on Thursday,
Okay.
Friday, and then hopefully by Saturday we'll be ready to paint the outside because it's not
Yeah.
treated wood. So we're gonna paint the whole exterior, and then it's gonna sit for a week, and then the following week, Ralph is actually gonna come and help us frame all the walls on the inside
All right.
um,
That's
before the
awesome.
electricians come. Yeah, Ralph and maybe Aram, and we'll make a little party out of it. We just come and do the framing real quick, do the walls and the interior wall for the bathroom, and then after that, the electricians can come in, run their stuff. The plumbers can do their stuff,
Yeah.
and then we insulate, um, drywall or whatever we're gonna use as wall covering,
Yeah.
flooring, paint, and then it's a done deal. Then we
But
put all the finishes.
everything's estimated to be done this season, right?
Oh, before we're hoping to use it by before July.
Before Tuesday.
Yeah,
All right, that's nice.
yeah,
But have
yeah,
you encountered any problems like
yeah.
it's not supposed to be here?
Bad labor. It's because it's me. me and Berna doing all the work, and actually Marissa too. But it's been
How's
fun.
that going?
It's
How
been
are
good.
they?
Oh
Are they
man,
are they
they
good?
they work hard. Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Berna was digging with me for like a few days.
Yeah.
Marissa's been out there ripping up trees and stuff like that, had bushes and all kinds of stuff with me,
Yeah.
and then setting these plinta. Oh man,
Mm.
they're not light, they're heavy. There was 24 of them, uh, and they all had to be level. And I've
Yeah.
never done the work before. I've always overseen it.
Yeah.
I've been in
Oh,
charge of
okay.
construction. I hire crews to do the work. I don't really
Yeah.
ever really
But
do the
at
work
least you
myself.
know how the process goes. I mean,
Yeah,
like I have
thank you.
no idea
Yeah,
what's going on.
I've seen it done a million times. It's just
Yeah.
doing it myself is always a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
So in the end, we had all our lines, all our string lines up, and then I was off in one corner,
Mm.
and I couldn't figure it out. To me, everything looked square and plumb, and
Yeah.
then we called the neighbor. that's,
Yeah.
that's when he came over. Older guy, I think he's been in construction before. So he came over and he was looking. He told us, grab a long beam and let's run it. And it turns out my string was just off on one on actually on one corner.
Yeah.
So when we fixed that one corner, everything squared up. So uh, then it was perfect. Then we started setting everything on Saturday and we banged it out real quick
Wow.
with Marissa and Berna.
And
So
your neighbor sounds like a cool guy. I mean,
yeah, he's real good. We've done work
yeah.
together. We actually did the siding on the main cabin
Yeah.
together last year, him and I, for my mother-in-law. So
Yeah. But I mean, is their cabin like newly renovated as well?
no, he's constantly working on his cabin.
Okay. It's
Like
like
every
a
year, I think
side
he's
project.
redoing it. Yeah, constantly.
Yeah.
Like right, he put in a little pool, so he's
Oh,
building a
nice.
deck around the pool,
Wow.
and he does he does a lot of woodwork by
Yeah.
himself. So
Yeah.
good guy to have, and he has a lot of tools, power tools that I don't have.
Ah,
And
that's
that
pretty
my
handy.
father-in-law doesn't have, so I can borrow stuff from him when I need it, like a chainsaw and different things.
Yeah, that's
So
pretty good. Because
yeah,
otherwise, you have to like rent, right?
yes, or
That's
buy.
yeah, but yeah, I don't know what are you gonna do with this afterwards.
I'm sure we'll use it.
Use it,
We're gonna do the cabin. We're gonna do the main cabin next year. I think we're gonna tear
rebuild it
down the.
again.
We're gonna tear down the old one and rebuild a new one.
Yeah. Oh,
But I don't.
that's like next year's project.
Yeah, but I don't think we're gonna do it ourselves. This was just because this one is
Okay.
small. It's only 15 square meters. So
Yeah.
you know,
So you're gonna tear down the whole cabin,
yeah,
like and build a new one.
yeah.
Mm.
Because the new regulations allow us to build much taller. So we want to build
Oh.
one with a loft.
Oh. So like
So
two
yeah,
floors.
not quite
Ah, okay,
two-story, but
loft.
you can
Yeah.
have a little sleeping
Yeah.
area up there for the
Yeah.
kids and the big kids.
But
So,
is but is I because I've been in the area, but I haven't seen a cabin that big. Have you seen like
um,
a loft
yeah,
area?
there's quite a few new cabins in our area
Yeah.
that are much taller now because
Oh,
people were
okay.
originally remodeling. But then when people realize that, oh, you can actually go up to I think it's 4 meters, 30.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
high.
So people are like, oh, then we're gonna build way taller, you know. So it also looks good when you have these vaulted ceilings, open ceilings.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it just makes the room look
Yeah,
so much bigger.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly.
So
It's a little bit bummer that you can't be there during the winter time, right?
yeah.
They're not allowed to be there.
Um, there are
Or
people that live there.
okay.
They've installed water tanks,
Do they pay
technically
to
like against the association rules, but um, I think a lot of people are happy that people live there 20, or
Yeah,
all year round.
exactly. I think that's,
So
people can like go around and check out the area. So,
right.
but I'm thinking like if you're not living there during winter time, then maybe you don't have to think about isolation, all that stuff. Maybe I don't know.
No, always.
Okay.
You should always think about
I'm
insulation.
like you just have a plywood here and you're done.
Sure, if you don't care, but no, we wanted to, and of course, Berna wants everything to be aesthetically pleasing and beautiful,
Yeah,
and
of course.
she has, of course, all the girls, they all have their ideas of what the summer house should look like, so, or
Yeah,
the cabin should look like. So um, it's going to
but
look really good. The garden's
but
going to look really nice.
are
Everything's
you
going to look
like
good.
aware of how you do it in the U.S. and how you do it like here?
I don't know Swedish building laws, but
Okay.
um, there was nothing to learn. There was nothing to learn for this job. There's no
Yeah.
code needed. I guess there's really no code for these things. It's like they didn't really need any plans.
Huh.
No, Ronald actually did the plans. Your
All
first
right.
guest, he did our plans for us real quickly, just like a site plan and I think like a building height, and the city approved it. So
He's like your dealer,
yeah,
dealer for
right,
all the council building council
yeah.
stuff. I got
But
you.
the electricians know what they're doing, and the
Yeah.
plumbers know what they're. We're not
Yeah.
doing that work, so that's really where the code comes in handy, or that you need to know the law, because if you get that wrong, you have issues. So
But
we're not doing that.
if you get it wrong, do you get like kicked out or do you get a fine or what happens?
No, I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure there's people there that have some subpar workers working there. I
Yeah.
actually know some. I've met some people there that have had some pretty crappy workers work there,
Yeah.
and you know nobody really comes to inspect it.
Okay.
So it's up to you to you know
Unless somebody else reports it, right?
yeah, but the issue at the end of the day is, do you want to deal with subpar work?
Yeah.
You want to, because at some point it's going to bite you in the butt.
Yeah. That's true.
So never settle for subpar work. You know,
No, of
that's what I
course
always
not.
say. Don't cut costs. That's what I would always tell my bosses. Cutting costs for what reason? It's going to bite you in the butt, and it always does. So just hire the professionals to do the proper jobs. Everything
Yeah.
else that.
But have you already been planning like for next year, or you just want to get this year done first and
Yeah,
then you can plan?
yeah. We'll plan it when we start the barbecues this summer. Right now, we're just focused on this project, and then
Yeah.
and I think Berna's really thinking about the garden as well, and then the cabin.
Yeah.
She has some ideas, but we haven't looked into an actual uh, uh, what do you call it? Because she's buying prefab. It's already made.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So they basically just ship it to you, and then you assemble it,
Yeah.
or you can hire someone, or they can send someone to assemble it for you. But we're doing it in our case,
Yeah.
so um, we haven't found a company or a particular house that we like, but I know we're going to hire some company that's going to come out and end up just building it for us, and then maybe
Hmm.
the interior stuff we'll do ourselves.
Yeah.
But um, we
Did you
definitely won't
hear
be.
do you hear about Ralph's garden? That the person that originally lived there like in the 80s or something 90s. There's like the person that lived there had like a Japanese themed garden.
Yeah,
You heard about it?
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I was
you
like,
can kind of see
wow.
some.
Yeah,
remnants
exactly.
left.
Yeah, you can see like the
Uh,
remnants. So
but yeah, the people after them, the ones before Ralph, they
they
definitely
fucked it
did
up.
not take care of the place. Yeah,
No, no, they didn't give a shit.
but it's such a nice house. I like that
Yeah,
house. Yeah,
super nice, super nice. But I'm wondering what Berna is thinking of. You know, what is she like the sole dedicated person to the garden, or do you guys have like ideas?
she's in charge.
She's in charge of the
And
garden.
so the PM on this job is Berna,
Yeah,
and then I believe the financial person is Marissa. I believe this is how it's working, and then I'm doing
you're
the
just a cheap labor,
labor.
cheap labor guy.
We're all the labor actually. We're all working together.
Yeah, of
So
course, of course.
and they work hard, man. There's no joke.
Yeah,
They're definitely doing some backbreaking work with me.
I,
So
I believe you.
yeah.
Because I'm thinking like if they're like asking you for, yeah, what do you think about this in the garden, blah blah blah. Do you have like ideas, or are you like, yeah, whatever?
uh, if it's if it's aesthetics,
Yeah,
not so much. I don't.
yeah,
It's up to them. If it's something more like can it be done? The difficulty of doing it.
yeah.
That's where I kind of
Oh,
will
okay.
say something. If it's just like, oh, what do you think about drought resistant plants versus them?
Yeah.
That's up to them totally.
Plastic plants outside
Yeah,
outdoors.
whatever saves water.
No,
Yeah.
but
So
because um whenever Christina's renovating a room or something, and she asked me something, I'm like, oh, whatever floats your boat.
yeah, right.
Like, I have no opinion. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, that sounds good. But yeah, that's cool. Sounds like things are going pretty smoothly.
So
So
far, we're a little
so
behind, but I think we'll be fine by Thursday. As
yeah.
long as the compaction goes well tomorrow, I'm fine. I'm not behind.
Are you guys like impacted by the weather as well? Like if it's raining, you won't work,
Um,
or
a little bit. I mean, like
uh,
it's not. We don't want to work too long in the rain. So if it starts raining a little bit harder, then
yeah,
we pack up and leave. Um, but it's actually worked out with us pretty well.
yeah, yeah,
Where we've got a lot done, and then it rains in the like later afternoon, and by then we're already exhausted. So
yeah. All right.
uh, yeah. And tomorrow's supposed to be like beautiful. So or warmer than usual. So
Yeah, yeah. I hope so, man.
yeah.
Like today, it was super cold. It's really weird weather. What do you do with Sia?
Um, when
Like it during the times you guys work, or like do you
um,
drop her
my, my,
off at?
my mom's here. She's usually
Uh,
in preschool, but
oh yeah, yeah. Of
because
course.
because she's been homesick, she's been hanging out with my mom a lot
Yeah,
these last 2 weeks.
but that's nice.
Yeah. So
Yeah, because I know that Christina mentioned that if you guys ever feel like dropping her off here, play with Leia, so you guys, it's all good. So
all right, she's on her way. Just kidding.
see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll take you up on that.
So so yeah, whenever you guys want. That's nice. It's nice to hear.
Yeah.
How's your driver's license going?
Oh, I got it.
You got it? Oh
Yeah.
man, shit! Congratulations.
Yeah. It just cost
How
me a
was
lot
it?
of money. It was good. I was I took a quick lesson the day before my test, and then I took
Yeah,
one the morning of the test.
yeah, yeah.
And
But you had. Well, how is it now? Because I heard so many changes since I took my license, and so what did you? The first thing you had to do first was the halkan, right?
yeah, the wet
Yeah,
driving. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. No. Well. Yeah. Basically, that what's mandatory is that you take what they call the um,
it's the
fail. No.
theoretical part. It's
No. No.
called.
No. Halkan is part of. It's two classes now. It used to be one, right? It used to be
Yeah,
wet
yeah.
driving, but now they actually have a theoretical part of it, and
Oh,
they call it the
okay.
risk risk class,
Yeah,
risk one and
risk.
two.
Yeah, 1 and 2. Yeah, that I
So
heard. Yeah,
yeah, and Basically, you sit the first class you sit through is like 2 hours or 3 hours, and it's just basically the risks of drinking and driving and uh, doing drugs and driving. So,
Okay.
and then you do the wet driving, which
Yeah.
was super easy. And
Yeah. Of course.
then I took my theory test, which was done in February,
Yeah.
and then it just took forever to
How
schedule
long does that last?
the test.
The theory. Once you've done it, do you have like, oh, you have like a certain amount of time before you
I believe it's 6 months now because of
6 months? Yeah.
COVID.
Okay. Ah. Okay.
Maybe a
Okay.
year. I know it's a
Okay.
lot. They've extended it longer
Yeah.
than it used to be.
Yeah.
But
Exactly. Because I remember when I took it, it was like a year or something.
oh,
But
okay.
then they reduced it to like a month. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Something like that.
it was something pretty short that I was
Yeah.
surprised about. But
But yeah,
I
it
think
makes
it's now
sense
in
that
the six
they
months to a
extended
year.
it.
So it took February, March, April. I got my
Yeah.
test at the end of April,
Okay.
and then I took a quick lesson with my driving instructor, which pissed me off because I just felt it was a waste of money.
But he insisted.
Kind of,
I
and
think I
he
think you
started
need
nitpicking.
the
He was nitpicking about a lot of dumb things. I was like, "There's no way this stuff would come up in the test." Sure enough, it came up on the test,
Oh
and
shit.
it came. So the good thing is, it was the day before the
Yeah.
test, and then the morning of, we just kind of did a quick review in the
Yeah.
very neighborhood that he, the driver, the instructor,
Yeah.
the test giver, whatever.
Yeah.
He actually took me to that same exact neighborhood and told me to do a maneuver that my instructor had made me do. And I was like, "There's no way they're gonna make me do this in the test." I was so pissed. I was like, "I'm wasting my money here." And then sure enough, he did it. So the next day when I passed my test, I was like, "Oh, okay, you know what? It's good I did," because I was getting really pissed and frustrated with my instructor.
Yeah, I can
But in
imagine.
the end, I guess it all paid off. It's just I had to pay more money than I was expecting. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, it was like a really random thing. He made me come up to the small street and then
Yeah.
turn. He's like, "I want you to." It's a four-way cross, and he's like, "I want you to turn around, but it's too small to make a U-turn. So you're
Okay,
supposed
okay.
to go turn left
And then back
and then
back
back
up.
around the corner
Yeah.
and then go down." I was like, I would never do that in the States. Luckily, there was nobody in the street, so uh, yeah. And then
But
the actual test, the test guy was really nice. He was like,
yeah,
he was talking to me about, he's asking me a lot of personal questions. So we were just
you
talking and
single
driving, and like, what do you like to do for fun? And no,
drive up here, stay here and it's like really turn off the engine.
yeah, zip.
Turn on some Barry White or something.
Yeah, no, no,
So
he
you
was
know
cool. He was
I've
actually
been
real cool.
lonely, Ambrose. I've been I've been watching you a lot.
No, he passed me right away.
That's awesome.
I was super thrilled uh, and
Was it
relieved. I was like,
hard?
man,
Was it hard to get a slot to
this
take
getting the
test?
slot was the hard part,
Yeah.
um, because I tried to book it on my own, and it gave me and this was in February, and it gave me a date of April 6th, and I was like, no way. So I wrote to the
Wait.
traffic school,
You tried to do it in February and
February,
then you got in April. Damn.
April 6th date.
Shit.
But then the worst part is, I talked to the driving school, and the driving school was like, "Oh no, we have access to more dates, so schedule it through us. But we want you to drive with us one more time.
Of
We can't
course.
drive with you for a few more weeks,
Yeah.
and then we'll schedule your appointment." Well,
Yeah.
by the time my driving appointment came, the next available test date was April 28th. So it was even later. So I was so upset. And that was another reason why I was just like, I'm kind of done with this traffic school. But then in
Yeah.
the end, I passed the test, and
Yeah.
that's
Of
all that
course.
mattered.
Exactly.
I just can't believe I had to spend so much money for it. Just, but,
But yeah, as long as you passed it, then
yeah,
I guess it's fun. I guess it's all good.
yeah.
So you got the actual license now, or you got like a piece of paper?
No, I got it. I passed it on a Thursday. I got my license in the mail on Monday.
Damn.
I was able to pick it up at the post office on Monday.
I
So
remember how I had like a piece of paper like for 3 months or something. It was
Oh
all bleached and stuff.
no, they don't. Yeah, they don't do papers anymore. You could drive around with your ID.
Oh, like a
So basically,
passport?
it's all tied to no, just your ID, your Swedish
Okay.
ID, the other one.
I didn't have that.
Oh,
I had my passport, or yeah, that I didn't have a driver's license then.
oh,
So I got a like a piece of paper that says like thumbs up. Just need to wait like 3 months. I don't know. They had like maybe one person doing it back then. I have no idea.
hilarious.
They had to do it, by hand.
No, now it's all tied to your social. So
That's
as
nice.
long as you show them your ID and they run your social, they're gonna know
Yeah.
that you have a license. So
But what kind of license did you have before when you came here? Was it just an American
yeah,
driver's license?
California license.
Then you always have that. You didn't have a Danish
No,
driver's
I
license.
was doing my Danish license in the '90s and
Yeah. Then
ended up
continue with
moving
it.
back to the States. No, I ended up moving back to Cali before I finished. So
Okay.
um, yeah, I I moved to California, moved back to California, got my license the next day or a few days
Yeah,
later.
I heard so many
So
stories that
yeah,
you're
it
basically
was
like driving for 5 minutes, like you're past.
yeah, it was pretty easy. I think I failed the test, the written test, the first time, but then I could take it the next day. So I went back the next day, took the test, and I passed it. So
Uh, that's crazy.
um, and definitely
But it,
not as hard as the written test here.
but is it the same? What was my question? It was like if it's like I can't. Oh man, I forgot what I was going to ask. I was comparing the license in Denmark and Sweden, but yeah, you didn't do so much in Denmark.
Um, what different? What were you? What do you mean? The differences? There's
Yeah,
if you
no,
get
I
your
forgot.
license,
I forgot my
yeah.
question. So,
If you
but
get your
I did.
license in Denmark, it works here. So you never or any EU country or whatever they call it, the
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true.
EES or EEC or
I have no
they
idea.
have some new acronym.
But when you did your license in the U.S., was it when manual, or you could just do it?
They don't distinguish
Okay, it's the same, same,
between it's just a license. Yeah,
same,
yeah,
but different, but still the same.
yeah. Everyone drives automatic there,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it's up to you. Well, you take the test in your car.
Oh,
Check. So
okay.
you drive up to the DMV, the Department of Motor Vehicles. You drive up, and then
Yeah.
the test giver jumps into the car with you,
All
and then
right.
drives around.
Okay.
Which is weird, right? Because you don't have a license. You drive up to school with the car, and then
That's pretty
and you
weird.
drive them around. Yeah, that's kind of how it was. So, uh, but yeah,
But
I
is it the
passed that.
same? Is it the same in every state, or
I
is it
I don't
specifically
think I
LA?
think that's California. Uh,
Okay. Oh,
it's every
California.
state is different, but I can't speak on the tests and how the difficulties and what you have to go through in every other state. But I'm pretty sure they're quite similar.
But if I take my license in California, I can drive anywhere in the states. Right?
You can drive anywhere in the states, but as
Yeah.
soon as you move into a different state, they all
You
have
have to.
different rules. Like California, if you move to California, you
Yeah.
have to get a California license within
Okay.
10 days of moving to California.
Okay.
So what a lot of people would do is they'll keep their whatever other state license and
Yeah.
keep an address in that state because California registration for a car is very expensive. So they'll
Okay.
keep their cars registered in another state
Another state. Okay.
and act
Okay.
like they're just temporarily in California
Yeah.
with the
But
DMV.
no.
But
But nobody checks us out if unless you get pulled over.
uh,
Or
and even so, they have no way of verifying all the different. They're like it's not
okay.
like here
Yeah.
where everything's tied together. Like all the
Yeah.
different bureaus and systems, they don't
Yeah.
communicate. So
You can just say yeah, but I just
yeah.
pulled up the car yesterday. So
Oh yeah, I mean they just I
yeah.
still go back and forth.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah,
staying here. Yeah, I still live in Texas, but
yeah.
I'm just here on a quick job for the month or whatever.
All
They have
right.
no way of verifying that.
That's crazy. There's a crazy rule if you can't verify it.
Yeah, so I just don't know who would even try. So
But what if somebody finds out? Do you get like a fine? What's
Yeah,
that?
it's probably a fine.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know what the fine is. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a fine.
All right.
No prison, no jail. Just. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a hefty fine though.
uh,
All fines over there are expensive, man. Speeding tickets are no joke, man.
I think their fines are here are no joke as well.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Didn't Christina get a speeding ticket?
Yeah, I'm trying to connect. She got like a speeding ticket for driving like 3 kilometers over the limit or something.
Oh yeah, that's something I heard. It
She
was
got
something
like
like that.
800 kronas.
Dang.
I'm not sure. Something like it.
Do they
And
put points in your driver's license? Do they do that
no,
here?
I'm not sure. I'm not
Okay.
sure. It feels like so. Okay, I'll say never. I'll never say never. But it feels so kind of unjustified that she got the fine because she usually drives pretty legally, while I really drive. I drive really above above the law,
Yeah,
above
but
the limit.
3 kilometers over the speed limit. That's crazy that the guy would
That's
even
really strict.
bother.
That's really strict.
Yeah. Like there isn't going to be another person driving faster than that. You know, right
But
away. I mean, 3 kilometers. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
yeah, but I don't know. I don't know how what the limits are in that case. I have no idea. Uh, yeah. But anyways, you mentioned as well that you're studying as well, right? Or you wanted to study.
I'm studying Swedish, but
Yeah.
yeah, I am studying. Oh, no, sorry, I'm not. I'm hoping to study
Yeah.
um, BIM,
Yeah.
BIM. So
So
building information.
when are you knowing
They're supposed to let me know by the end of this month. So
in this month? Okay.
next week, this week, hopefully.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Isn't this the last week of the month? So yeah,
Yeah, next week's last week.
yeah. So I'm hoping that they will.
What were the requirements?
Um, requirements were actually Swedish
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but
too, and
yeah.
like they actually had a requirement for CAD, and
But have you done CAD before?
no, I actually
Yeah.
haven't. No,
Yeah.
I've worked with a little bit with Revit.
Yeah.
Um, I've worked around CAD. I've seen other people work with it, like as I've sat there with them, and but I've never physically worked with it myself. So
Yeah.
I heard it's not hard. You know, I've had no multiple people tell me they could teach me really quickly, and that includes Ronald, but I just haven't taken them up on that offer yet.
Yeah.
But uh, I was able to use my work experience as my prerequisites. So
Yeah.
basically, I think the school got me in on a as a I fit a certain criteria that they needed to a quota that they needed to meet. So I think they're like, oh hey, look, there's this foreign guy who's applying to our school.
Now we can have it
We can have
certified multicultural.
yeah, International School of Kunstbacke. That's where the school is. It's in by Gothenburg.
See, look at this guy, Guerrero.
Yes. So
Apart from our other students, who's called Svensson and
yeah.
Larson, we got Guerrero here.
So we'll see how it's going to be, but I'm hoping that I get in, and I'm hoping there's still going
Yeah,
to be
man. I hope you do.
what do you call it, distance,
Yeah.
um, remote, yeah. So I'd
Where
like
is
to
isn't Kungsbacka like in Stockholm?
Gothenburg,
Gothenburg.
like two and
That's
a
not.
half hours, almost 3 hours from here. So or is
All
it three
right.
and a half hours? I forget if it's 2.5 or 3.5 from here, but yeah, it's kind of far. So if I have to move there, it's gonna suck. But we'll see. We'll see what they say in a week. If I don't get in, then I might look to go to. I might apply in Copenhagen. So,
Mm.
um, yeah, we'll see.
But so what's the difference between what is BIM? I mean, for
Building
person,
information modeling.
yeah. What's the difference between that and CAD?
CAD is a software.
Yeah. Okay.
So BIM is like it's a whole type of uh, it's a way of calculating, or it's a way of that's the way to say it. I should know this. Basically, it's where they take all aspects of construction, everything from project management to expenses
Okay.
and actual pre-wiring, actual structural and architectural engineering, all put into one, like a software. I guess it's basically just CAD or Revit. Revit is also used. Basically, that it allows a project manager to look at a whole project
Hmm.
um, from a financial aspect as well as from a structural and architectural aspect.
Yeah. Yeah.
And being able to use this software and this management tool, it's supposed to save you or save a company a lot of money, because you're supposed to be able to foresee a lot
All right.
of issues um, with this system. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a newer thing, but it's in demand.
Yeah.
And as you know,
Okay.
Ronald is doing it, and,
Yeah.
but of course I believe he's an engineer as well. So that's his actual degree, and then the BIM side, I think, is something he did on the side, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Ron's like
Um,
the one man restaurant.
yeah,
He's like
he's
the
everything.
guy that takes, yeah, can I have your order? And then he goes back to the kitchen and cooks it.
Makes it, yeah, and then
Oh,
delivers
that's
it,
cool.
yeah, with his drone. But he's yeah, uh, I won't have his engineering background,
No, no, no.
but I can do I'll be able to do a lot of the same stuff
Yeah.
uh, from the computer.
But would you, if you get into this program, would you be learning CAD and Revit even more?
Yes.
Or yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
I'll be working off of that.
okay.
Um, and in depth, because it's 3D modeling of the project.
Mm,
It's looking at all your how everything is installed,
mm, mm.
how everything your pre-wires, where the electrical wires run. You
Yeah,
should be able to foresee any uh, hindrances, anything that's gonna
yeah,
become an issue
yeah,
before you actually get into the field.
yeah,
So um, you should be able to save money in change orders.
yeah,
You're not going to have people saying, "Oh, well, we came, we hit a snag. It's going to
yeah,
cost X amount of money to fix it." You should be able to foresee all that.
yeah.
Um,
But did you
if you use BIM.
didn't you do that kind of work back in LA? What kind of work
I
did you
was
do in LA?
I was a project manager for a developer.
Yeah,
Um, so I was in charge of construction mostly on site.
yeah,
But I helped with the project management before, so gathering all the bids and some lumber takeoff and all these different things that we needed to order, material to orders and so forth. But then I would be on site
mm,
from day one, from the demolition all the way to the finish.
okay,
It could be one site, it could be multiple sites, but I would try to be there. I'd be there every single day,
yeah,
stopping in, checking in, meeting with each of the suppliers, vendors, the subcontractors. It could be an engineer, it could be building in, inspector,
yeah,
deputy inspectors. I meet with anybody about the jobs, and then I will go. I'll make sure that everybody's following the plans. I'll meet with the owners, the investors, whoever
yeah,
wants to
yeah.
meet with me, and show them the property, show them what's being done. If there's any issues, I communicate between
You're like the
the
middleman.
subcontractor and the
Yeah,
engineers or architects. If we need to change something,
yeah,
or if there's the city has an issue, or we need have an issue with the city, I mediate.
yeah.
So yeah, I basically handled everything. Um, yeah, for the project, each
Oh
project.
man,
But
man, this
it wasn't my job to. I could, yeah, I guess I could foresee some things, but it wasn't my job to foresee things. So far, and they didn't make me say, "Hey, look at the plans and tell me if there's any issues with that." That wasn't my job. We
no,
have
no, no.
structural engineers, we had architects
Yeah,
did their job. But we if we did find a problem in the field, then I would communicate it to the right people, and then we would
Okay.
resolve it,
Yeah.
keep going. So, and I always
Mm,
hit my deadlines, so it was nice. Or even,
yeah.
we would finish projects much earlier than we thought we would. So,
I hope you get into the program. Hope you get
me
an
too,
answer.
man.
Hope you get an answer this week.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
I'm tired of waiting around.
But how's
So
how's your Swedish class going? Is that right?
yeah, I think it's going good.
Yeah.
Um, we had a test last week, so I'm I'm in course C. I'm hoping to go to course D by July. I'm hoping.
Okay. What's that? What do
It's
you
just
do in
it's
course D?
the course D is just the more advanced course. I think it's the
Okay.
last one
Okay.
in SFE, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
that I can go to Komvux and do actual gymnasium level or high school
Ah.
level or
Okay.
whatever they call it, Swedish, which I may do if I don't get into this course. So
Okay.
we'll see what
Have you
what
seen
I can do.
Have you seen this one? It's a real.
Is there audio?
What?
Is there audio?
It's an old show.
No, but I don't hear anything.
Oh, do you don't hear any audio?
No.
Wait. It's
I
super
can't hear
fun.
anything, but I can.
Yeah, I'll send you a link. Otherwise, I think the viewers or whatever whoever's watching can see it. But it's an old show. So,
got to
yeah,
show.
it's super funny. Got to shark. Super funny. Speaking about LA, I was wanted to ask how you ended up. I know it's your parents who moved to LA and stuff, but you grew up in DK first, or was it in LA and then you moved to DK?
I was born in Copenhagen
Yeah.
and moved to LA when I was 6 in 1982,
Okay.
and
Ah.
then
Okay.
so my dad, who's Filipino, moved to LA when he was 15, and then when he was 20, he moved to Copenhagen.
Okay.
He was in a
Okay.
musical group
Yeah. Exactly.
together with his cousin and
Yeah.
another guy who was the lead singer was Danish. So they ended up in Copenhagen,
Yeah.
or in Denmark actually, in Abeltoft in Jutland, in
Ah. Okay.
1965.
Wow.
So my uncle and my dad were one of the two first Filipinos in Denmark,
Wow.
in 1965. I think there was like two other ladies that were
Yeah.
married to Danes before then. Before them. So my dad was in Denmark since 1965, and my mom from Italy moves to Denmark in the early 70s. And I think she was working at
In
one of the
Copenhagen.
hotels. Yeah, in Copenhagen. She was working at one of the hotels, uh, and then there was I think there was there's a lot of Filipinos working in the hotels back in the 70s,
Yeah.
and my mom was invited to a party, and that's where she met my dad. It was a Filipino party, I guess, and my
Yeah.
dad was there. And
And your dad, you brought out the guitar. It's like, oh,
no,
god
no,
damn.
he wasn't. He actually had like long hair and a big old mustache. Like he's in
The
70s, right?
stash.
And he was. I think he was really attracted to my mom, so he followed my mom home, or I don't know if he followed her home, but he something like he he, yeah, he was really trying to impress my mom, and then
Yeah.
she told him like she didn't like mustaches and stuff. I think he shaved it
Oh,
off for her,
really?
and he had it like he had this really big mustache, and he shaved it
Yeah.
off for her, and then
Wow.
yeah, one thing led to another, and then I was
Yeah,
born.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. You and my brother and whole
Yeah,
other people.
yeah.
How was everybody back then? I mean, you guys, all of you guys, my brother, you, like Wes and everybody, Peter and everybody. You guys, how was everything back then? Were
Oh,
you guys all in the same neighborhood, or
in the
how did you?
'90s?
No, in like when you were born, like
No,
getting.
I didn't actually know. I didn't know anybody. So we were, I was born in Norbro,
Yeah.
and at that time, my dad only hung out with a couple of Filipinos, and
Okay.
it was, you know, Jeremy Germs.
Yeah, yeah,
It was his dad. Was my dad's best friend,
yeah,
and then my uncle Sonny, who
yeah.
passed away, and a few, not too many other Filipinos, because there was always a lot of fights in the 70s, and my dad just he didn't want to be around that drama,
Yeah, okay.
and so he wasn't really hanging with too many Filipinos. So
Yeah,
he knew everybody,
yeah,
but I wasn't really raised around very many people. I knew Germs because of his dad,
yeah. Of
and
course.
maybe a handful of other people, like Eugene Torres and stuff like that. But when I moved away at 6, like I when I moved back when I moved back to Denmark in 1992,
Yeah,
I didn't know anybody, so I had to. I went and played basketball with Eugene once and tried to meet
yeah,
some people, and it just didn't really pan out.
yeah,
And then it wasn't until I went to school with Wes in 1994 in IBB that Wes and I became friends. And then
mm,
after I left IBB, or after IBB, that's when Wes and I started hanging out
yeah,
like regularly. So this is not till 1996, 97.
yeah,
And he introduced me. He started telling me, hey, there's going to be these Filipino parties in Copenhagen. Come with me. So I was, everyone knew me as Wes's friend. And then I started to hang out with people like on my own, like
yeah,
Bjorn Bellardo, Jun
yeah,
Jun, and all
yeah,
these different guys. I started becoming, good friends with everybody on my own.
yeah,
And and of course, just got to know more and more people. And
yeah.
then
Exactly.
and then I got to know everybody in Sweden in 1997, and that of
Yeah,
course started a whole different chapter in my life.
yeah, exactly.
Meeting, of course, your brother and your sister and
Yeah.
everybody back in the day, and that's when we started partying. So it wasn't until like '97 that I
But
started partying
weren't
with
you
everybody.
like, yeah? But I remember you, and I maybe not remember, but yeah, we grew up in the same neighborhood, whatever, like that.
No,
Not even
no,
that.
no, no, because I lived. I didn't live in anywhere near anybody.
Yeah.
Wes lived,
Where?
of course, he lived in the middle of nowhere in Hillhusene. And when I lived when I after we sorry when I was born, we lived in Norbro, but then we moved out to a small town called Houdrup, which is near Roskilde, so which is
Okay.
almost just as far out in the middle of nowhere as Hillhusene, where
Yeah.
Wes lives.
Yeah.
So but we didn't. I didn't even know Wes until '94,
Yeah. You said
and
mentioned school.
and then we didn't really hang out really. I mean, we got along really well. He was a very different person back then. He was
Yeah. Of course.
very much into his studies, and I wasn't. And but we clicked, we bonded, and it formed a friendship that's lasted till now. And
Yeah.
of course, he introduced me to a lot of people, which I formed a lot of really good friendships with, and they've lasted till today. And married Marissa, and you know, all that. I know you all that's through West.
Mm.
So, um, but I've stayed friends with you know when I moved back to California in 1999, I stayed friends with everybody. Your brother
Yeah.
when he moved
Exactly.
to England, and your sister as well. And
But if we rewind,
yeah,
like the first time, when did you say you guys moved back to, or you moved to LA?
82.
82. And what was the reason? Your dad got job there, or
No,
you
no,
just got
my
you just wanted to move?
no, my grandparents came to Copenhagen
Yeah.
to visit us,
Yeah.
and or not Cop. Yeah, they came to Copenhagen to Houdorp actually, to where we were living,
Yeah.
which was again in the middle of nowhere. Winters back then were really
Oh,
cold.
yeah.
They came from California, and they were like, "What are you guys doing out here in the middle of nowhere? You have a
Yeah.
huge family in California.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to, they miss you."
Yeah.
And my mom, they're like, "Why don't you come to California?" And my mom was like, "Yeah, let's go to California." So my dad
Yeah.
said, "Okay, let's move."
Let's move.
So
Yeah.
back then it was easier, I guess.
Of course.
So yeah, we picked up, moved to in '82, and then I was raised there. I went to school there from '82 to '90,
Yeah.
and then
Where in LA did you grew up?
man, we moved a lot. In the 8 years we were there, I moved 6 times.
Okay.
So I started off in like West LA, and then we moved to the San Fernando Valley.
Ah,
And the San
yeah.
Fernando Valley is a lot of different cities, but I
Yeah.
lived mostly in the San Fernando Valley.
So you
So
moved a lot of schools as well.
yeah, I
Yeah.
changed schools every couple years.
Okay.
So I went
How was that?
to it. I think I've been moving my whole life,
Yeah. Okay.
so it was nothing new for me. It just felt normal.
Yeah.
It sucked that I never kept friends
Yeah. Yeah.
for more than a couple years, but it was just it just felt normal, I guess.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, we moved around and changed schools all the time. So yeah, I lived in
Okay.
Van Nuys, I lived in Panorama City, North Hollywood, all over the San Fernando Valley
North
mostly.
Hollywood. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you look back at it now, has a lot of things, I mean, changed, or do you feel like it's still the same? Like
Where?
before you moved back here to Europe.
Oh man, a lot of uh, everything has changed, man. Like coming back
Oh, yeah, of
this
course.
time from LA to Europe, I'd
Yeah.
say Europe has changed a lot, but Copenhagen has changed so much in the last 10 years. Malmo has
Oh,
grown.
I mean back in LA. I mean just
Oh,
LA.
going.
Yeah.
Sorry, when I went back in
Yeah, if you look back now, like, do you feel like, oh man, a lot has changed? And of
yeah,
course, things have changed, but in some way, maybe some persons can feel like, but it's some way it's still the same.
nah, it's changed
Yeah.
a lot. I think LA, it's. I mean, I love it. It's still to me, it's my home, but
Yeah.
there's it's overcrowded. Traffic's
Yeah. I've
crazy.
heard a lot about that.
People people are getting more and more crazy over there. Excuse me. And I think uh, I think California
Population.
changed a lot after Trump became president, and not in a good way. And it really sucked because you started to really feel it. This the vibe changed. And I didn't like it. And as soon as my daughter was born, I was like, "This is I don't want to raise my
Yeah.
daughter here. This is not where I want her to
But
grow up."
back then, then you got to see all the riots and stuff. I mean, I remember the riots in the 90s, right?
Yeah, I
How
was in
you were in the
Germany.
riot?
No, I was in Germany actually. I
Oh,
lived in
you were in
Germany when
Germany.
the riot happened. So
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't see the riot. I went uh wait. Yeah, the riots were 92. Yeah, I was living in Germany
92, yeah.
during the riots, and then
Okay.
but I went back to LA for the first time in 94.
Yeah.
Like I was just 18 years old. It was the first time I had gone back since I had left
Yeah.
in 1990. And
Okay.
now I was a teenager, or actually an adult, like 18 years old. So
Yeah.
everything was different. Everyone was driving around now, getting and
Yeah.
but you could feel the vibe had changed in LA after the riots. Just
Where was
police were
everybody like
different.
tense? Was it
Yeah.
tense or?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had to be very careful with what you were wearing. You couldn't like
Really?
there
So
was
was it like?
signs
So
like
it's
no baggy
more.
pants, no
It
sagging
was
pants.
more chill before the riots,
Um,
or chill, but I mean, not that tense.
no, it's kind of weird to explain how I, I wasn't really living there, but I know that like I think things got it goes in phases. It's always in phases, right? So
Yeah.
um, before the riots, there was like a lot of gang stuff going on, right? Gangs were really heavy. After the
Yeah.
riots, it was still heavy, but it was different, like because of the fact that there was curfews. Like people you couldn't be more than a couple people together, and
Okay.
police would come up and break you up. They would
Yeah.
if you were like four. I think it was if you were more than three people, they would break up the group.
Oh damn.
So you couldn't do things like it just changed the dynamics. And then there was always, of course, they started pushing all the peace and hip hop, and gang love, and like everybody needs to get along, and it changed a lot of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, and of course you couldn't dress the same way. Like you couldn't rep your you couldn't wear the same clothing that you would normally wear and get in places because they wouldn't let you in anymore.
Because you were like represented
Yeah, anything that
something.
would look like a little, if you even if you weren't a gangbanger,
Yeah,
if you looked or resembled one, you wouldn't
yeah.
be able to get in. You couldn't go to a pool hall. You couldn't go to
Really?
certain
Like the
restaurants. Yeah,
library?
library. I don't. They don't go to libraries, bro.
Sorry, you're representing Bloods. You can't come into the library.
uh, but uh, but yeah, it's just you had to think about how you were dressing now because you weren't able to get in anywhere.
That's
They
crazy.
would they would basically tell you if you look like a gangbanger, you're not coming in
But
anywhere.
were there only like that against black people, or were like
No,
everybody?
no, it's not just a black thing. I mean, in LA, it's Filipino, it's Asians, it's
Yeah,
Latino, it's black, it's white. It's very there's gangbangers from every
yeah,
nationality.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So and back then they looked a specific way.
yeah,
That was the thing. Like you could definitely tell a gangbanger was a gangbanger back then.
yeah. Oh, okay.
Now you can't unless
No, no.
they're rocking all blue or rocking all red
Yeah,
or they're wearing a bandana or something like that. But you can't tell otherwise because they all rock skinny jeans now, and
yeah, exactly.
you know it's back in the days it was like Dickies, white
Yeah,
t-shirts, shaved head. It was it was like
yeah,
it's like gangbangers had one specific way of dressing
yeah,
that you knew uh, who you were, right?
yeah, but
Now
exactly.
you can't tell.
But during the riots, did you still have family in LA,
Yeah,
or?
yeah.
Yeah,
All my dad's family is out there.
yeah.
But they
Well,
all lived in areas where it was close, but it didn't affect them. I mean, the
okay.
riots specifically took place in like very
Central,
specific,
right?
yeah, South Central and
Yeah,
different areas. So it didn't come to the valley. It didn't really come to. I mean, there was different areas that were minor things happened, but it wasn't like the main riots would happen in a specific area of
yeah.
LA.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm just checking the. Can find out which areas were. I know there's like a whole documentary about this.
yeah. There was one on Netflix like was it last year or something? It was really good.
Yeah,
But it was
but how did it start out? It started out with a
the
murder, right?
Rodney King
Yeah, Rodney King. Yeah, yeah,
beating.
yeah.
Yeah,
Of course.
well, the Rodney King beating, and then I think it was after the verdict that it got really bad when
Oh
they
yeah, the police officers.
when they found him not guilty and stuff. That's the thing when it got really bad. But
Seems like that's crazy. If you told me about that now and then tell me about the year, that would feel like, oh man, that must have happened last week or something.
yeah,
Feels like it's not changed anything. You mentioned
no,
that Netflix. I saw I remember I saw the Night Stalker documentary.
yeah,
And you lived in LA
yeah,
during
I
that
did,
time?
yeah, I did.
Man, how did that feel?
That was that was the scariest one for sure. Uh,
Like
I
did
was
you scared of
nine,
going
10.
out?
No, I was scared of being going to sleep. I
Oh
was
shit, yeah, yeah, of course.
I slept with I was I was like 9, 10 years old, but I slept
Yeah.
with a knife in my I kept the knife next to my bed because I was scared of Richard Ramirez. That was
Yeah.
no joke because that guy he was brutal. I mean, if you saw that, I mean, there was parts of that documentary that I don't even remember that I don't
Yeah.
remember hearing. Like I didn't know
Yeah.
about all the kids, right? If
Yeah,
I would have heard
exactly.
about all the kids back
Like the
then,
one
I
he
would have
kidnapped,
been
right?
all of them. Just all the fact that
No,
he
but he
kidnapped
kidnapped
him and
one and then drove around with her and then let her go or
then
something.
let it go. Yeah,
Holy shit!
he
What
was
the?
crazy.
But
He
you didn't hear that part.
no, actually, I don't
Oh,
remember them ever talking about kids. It
yeah,
was just about all the people that he had killed.
yeah,
that the one, the one in Northridge where he shot the guy, and
Oh
then
shit.
he ran after him.
Yeah.
Uh, because it was like at first he was kind of far away from us, but then he was moving closer and closer to. He got to the valley. He got to like within my neighborhood,
Yeah.
kind of area, and that's why I was scared. I was like, this dude could strike, and he had no like method of our operation.
No,
Just
no,
like
he just randomly
random, and they don't even
did.
know how many other people he could have killed.
Yeah,
You
because he was wanted in other states, right?
Yeah, supposedly
Yeah.
in other parts of California. Because I
Yeah.
also didn't even know anything about San Francisco and that he was in Northern California
Oh
until the
yeah,
documentary.
yeah,
I honestly thought it was all just LA.
yeah.
So,
How did your parents feel? They
um,
must have been super scared.
my mom was, because back then my dad worked nights,
Oh,
so he
okay.
wouldn't come home until 2 in the morning,
Yeah.
and we lived in some not so great, like not bad neighborhoods, but not
Mm.
great neighborhoods,
No,
and we
no.
were around the corner from some pretty bad neighborhoods.
Yeah, yeah.
So we were always a little bit like, on our toes. But when the Night Stalker was around, dude, he scared the crap out of everybody.
Shit.
He's the one. He's the only serial killer in like my time that
Do you remember?
I remember like
Yeah.
really like you. Everybody was talking about him.
Yeah.
Everybody was scared
I can't
because
remember how they caught the guy.
he it was his shoes, and then
Oh yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
had that one. He had that one pair of
One pair of sneakers in LA or
Avia.
something.
Yeah, one pair of Avia. That there was only like two pairs in LA or something like that.
That's
That's
crazy.
that's
That's
crazy.
super crazy.
Yeah, but imagine if they wouldn't have tracked his shoe.
Yeah.
How many people he would have killed?
Weren't exactly. Weren't the mayor or something really close to like exposed that he was wearing those shoes? And
Yeah,
the detectives were super pissed.
yeah. I think they did expose it. If I'm
Did
not
they?
mistaken. No, if I'm not mistaken, something about. I think I don't remember. It was a good documentary, but
It was really good. I
yeah,
can when I saw it, I was like, wow, damn! I can't imagine how that must have felt living there. You know, especially when he's like randomly doing stuff.
yeah. And he was
It's not
brutal.
specific. Yeah.
Yeah, he was brutal. And it was like there was no. It was young, old, man, woman. There was no like.
Exactly. Exactly.
He had no similar. He just they couldn't figure him out.
Yeah. That's super crazy, man.
And I don't think there's ever been anyone like him since
I
that
have
I'm
no
aware
idea.
of. Uh,
Yeah.
and I
That
get it,
kills
I get into
randomly.
like, yeah, no, but as randomly as him,
Yeah.
and that kidnaps kids, and that tortures people, and then that mutilates people, and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Just like
Oh
he was
shit.
just a pure, pure, pure evil dude, sicko.
Shit.
So
That's crazy.
yeah,
When did um when did Marissa move to LA?
2000, early 2011, February
Oh man,
2011.
felt much longer ago.
Yeah, I left 2000. I left Sweden in 2010, September,
10.
and then she
She
followed a few
came
months
11.
later. Yeah,
When did Les come? Same year?
January 2011. Yeah,
Okay.
but she moved to Santa Fe, New Mexico first, and that's where she was working for a few years, and then she moved
Yeah.
to LA. She
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
she
now
came
I
later.
remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Where in LA did you guys live?
Pasadena,
Pasadena. Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh
just
yeah, now I
right
remember.
downtown. It's the San Gabriel Valley, not the San Fernando Valley this time. Really nice part
Yeah.
of LA County. Yeah, super nice.
I recently I recently saw pictures of LA, man. So horrible. I mean, I saw
That depends
pictures
where it is.
of yeah, okay, for
There's
sure.
a
I
lot of
saw
home. There's a
pictures.
lot of homelessness.
Yeah, I saw Venice
Homelessness has
Beach.
gotten really bad. Yeah, Venice Beach is. Yeah,
I was
They
like,
had
what's
remodeled
going
it some
on?
years ago. Yeah, they had remodeled it some years ago, and then they built a police station, a skate park, and all that stuff, and it was really nice. And then yeah, eventually it just
This is the
became a shit.
boardwalk. I was
Yeah,
like, what's
yeah, oh
going
yeah,
on here?
yeah, yeah. But dude, I go there. I would go there every week. I love Venice Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just so much going on there. But yeah, there's a lot of crazy people, man.
What's going on? Why? I mean,
Where? That's
shit.
Venice?
Yeah, that's Venice Beach.
No, no,
There's
the other place,
no the
Pretense.
bottom one. No, says here violence. No, this sunrise. Oh wait, this looks like above. Yeah, above homeless veterans. No, this is West LA. Okay,
Yeah,
it's
still
not
West
Venice Beach.
LA. I mean, Venice is West LA, but it's
Okay,
that's what I'm telling you. Homelessness has gotten crazy
the
since the
COVID.
recession. Oh, well, I'm sure it's even worse now with COVID, and they're not even
Yeah,
talking about it yet. They're not even talking about how bad homelessness is gotten or is gonna get.
it's because saw this short. I saw this another documentary on Netflix about this famous hotel that
Yeah.
a girl, yeah, she got lost. She got lost and murdered. I don't know. There was like a conspiracy
Spoiler
theory.
alert.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. No, I'm kidding. I'm
Oh
sorry.
shit! Sorry,
I
man.
know I saw it. That's
Uh,
actually a good documentary too.
exactly, and they were mentioning it in the documentary that it was close by to Skid Row,
Yes.
and I was like, whoa, Skid
Yeah.
Row. I was like,
Skid Row. It's crazy.
how did it get so bad? I mean, was it always that bad, Skid Row?
I mean, for as long as I can remember, I mean, downtown LA was a shithole. It was. It's not until the last 20 years, or like yeah, the last 20 years that they've done a major revamping of downtown LA.
Okay,
Major, like new
but what
construction.
does that mean? Do they like shoot go away to the
Yeah,
homeless people or
not
really?
just the homeless, not just the homeless. You've heard you've heard the term gentrification, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so basically, any place that opens a Starbucks, basically, it changes the dynamics of the neighborhood. So they say when the more money comes in, and then all the less money is pushed out from that
yeah,
area,
yeah,
and uh, and that's what they did with downtown. They took all the lower income
yeah.
and pushed it out, and they pushed them probably way further east, and
But
probably
that
into
doesn't really solve the problem.
no,
All they
no,
do
no,
is move all
just
the homeless
relocated, yeah.
people to another place.
And that's exactly what they're doing now. They constantly do that. They just push
Yeah,
it from one city to another, um, and
that's
now they're
horrible, man.
making camps everywhere. Yeah, but I'm sure at
Yeah,
this point it's like I'm pretty sure it's gotten way worse than it was when I was there just 2 years ago,
it's crazy,
since
man.
COVID. But yeah, so basically downtown they pushed all the lower income out. They moved in a lot of new businesses, a lot of
Yeah,
restaurants. It's become completely hipster. I mean,
yeah,
downtown LA is fun. You can go and do a lot of stuff. There's so much to see. There's festivals and all kinds of stuff going on downtown. But right there, you still have Skid Row.
yeah, exactly.
And literally, you can be. It's like night and day difference. Like you could be walking down the street, and this happened to me, Marissa, and my friend Donovan. We were
Uh,
walking, and I had never been to Skid Row before.
you
And
just heard about it.
yeah, we were just downtown. We were trying to find a place. We were taking pictures of graffiti. So Marissa actually had the camera on her, like she had a camera like on wrapped around her like neck. And we turned the corner and we're walking down the street, and it all of a
Full
sudden
films.
just like we were just like, where did we where are we? And we didn't think about like, oh, let's turn around and go back. We
Yeah,
kept
you just
going.
went on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, like people walking up, like, "Hey, nice camera, nice camera."
Shit.
So
Oh
it was me.
fuck.
It was like me and Donovan and Marissa in the middle, and I was just like, "Dog, we're about to get jumped. We're gonna get something's gonna go down." And people were looking, and I felt so uncomfortable. But I never really thought about the fact that
Just and this was during the day.
this is during the day. This is like
Shit.
yeah, broad, maybe 2 in the afternoon,
Yeah.
and I mean, um, um, it. it's like that all day, every day. You know,
No,
they don't go
exactly,
home. They have
exactly.
it's
No,
tent.
no,
They're in tents. They're
yeah.
in what do you call those places where you can, you know, you can get food,
Oh,
shelters and stuff like that. So
yeah.
they're all in this area. So
Okay.
we just happened to keep walking, and you know, at this point we also didn't know where we were going because
Yeah.
it's several streets.
Yeah,
So
exactly. It's like a
we kept
neighborhood.
walking deeper into it, and then we finally made our way out. But man,
Oh man, that's
it was scary.
scary.
It was
Yeah.
scary. It was, and it was just, it sucked to think that this is, you know, right here. I mean, it's been
Yeah.
there for years, but I'd never really been over there. And
No.
you know, I've seen homelessness. I see homelessness all the time where I go biking. I see the tents in
Yeah.
the middle of the LA River,
Yeah.
under every freeway bridge. But
Yeah, I know how
just
it
this
feels.
concentrated, everybody just right there. It's just like,
Yeah.
you know. And then I'm working and I'm building all these multi-million-dollar homes, and I'm just like, dude,
Yeah.
the class
Yeah.
differences really sucks. You don't see
That's
that
like no,
in many
exactly.
places,
No.
um, but you definitely see it in LA.
Yeah.
So
That's super. I mean, it's horrible that to think that city like LA has areas like that.
yeah,
But when I think about it, it's it's super common like that in the Philippines. When I think about it, like in Manila and other big cities, like there's so many places,
yeah.
and you see all kind of stuff. So, when's the last time you were in the Philippines?
Hmm. Never been.
Oh, you never been there? Oh man, you
Not
should
yet.
go there soon.
I hope to go there soon,
Yeah.
one day.
Where's
My
your
dad
dad
had never
from?
been back. He's from Ilocos Norte, Poway,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
so the very top. But most of his family all live. They all live in California, so
Yeah.
or around California, or in
But
Arizona.
he was born there, right?
In the
In the
Philippines,
Philippines.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, but he had never been back since he left, since he was 15.
Yeah. Damn.
So yeah, I was always hoping that we would be able to go together. Um, but
Do you know if you have family there?
yeah, I do, but nobody I know.
No. Okay. Uh,
Um, I mean, we're a pretty big family,
yeah.
so I have a lot of cousins, distant
Cousins.
cousins
Yeah.
there, but
Cousins you never met.
no,
Yeah.
and don't even have them on Facebook. Like I don't.
No.
The
No. No.
majority of our immediate family is all in California.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, but seeing poverty, up close like that it's a life changer.
yeah,
I'm grateful for my parents to show me, all of that when I was like Leia's age.
yeah,
Because back then, when you're a kid, everything's the same. You don't see class differences.
no,
A house is a house. So the older I got, the older I realized, wow, you appreciate things more. Especially when me and Christina, when we went to the Philippines, we went to Siargao,
yeah,
this island. And we saw a lot of poor people, but it's so heartwarming when you saw, even though they were so poor and you saw that they didn't have much and stuff, but they were super happy. They're super excited to see a foreigner. You can
yeah,
definitely see that I was a foreigner. So it was very heartwarming and awesome to see that people that they're still happy and just to be there.
yeah,
So it sucks to see when you see it, especially in LA and stuff. But I can imagine.
yeah.
But
Especially
that's
when it's
crazy. That's
family.
crazy. Yeah, exactly. But it's crazy that how what the government is doing. Like they're just moving them along. They're not trying to solve. I mean,
No,
a small part are probably trying to solve it and stuff. But I
they
guess
are
it's
making shelter these tiny homes now,
yeah,
which is something I've been wanting to do for years. Like container
yeah,
homes for the homeless.
yeah,
So they're starting to do that now, especially in North Hollywood. Actually, like I've seen a few articles pop up on Facebook
yeah,
about these new homeless neighborhoods that they're building, and I think
yeah.
that's great. But there is a lot of homeless people.
Yeah, but I think that that would definitely help, but I think the problem starts so much earlier. I mean, how did he get homeless from the beginning, right?
Yeah. Oh man, I can tell you stories about
Yeah,
how it
I can
works over there in
imagine.
the States. It's horrible.
I can
It's a
imagine
crooked
because
system right
I
now.
heard I hear that there's a lot of like families that middle class have it good, and then suddenly they're poor and wound up in Skid Row, things
Yeah,
like that. It's
yeah.
crazy.
There's a lot of there's a lot of BS going on over
Yeah,
there. It it there's companies like banks that rip people off
yeah.
and that have literally put people on the streets, and they do it
So,
legally, and
yeah.
it's sad.
So what made you and Marissa feel like this is enough? We need to move out of here. What was like the drop?
It was definitely after Trump became
Okay.
president. I think that's when you started to see change. You felt it. You felt
Mm.
the tension in the air that you never felt before. In California, where it's very diverse, quite liberal. You started really feeling this tension, like,
Mm.
uh, and everybody's on edge. It felt like everybody's just ready to
Ah,
point a gun at you and pull the trigger.
oh
It's just
man.
it's just there was a lot of everybody's angry,
Yeah.
and definitely divided. And I didn't like that vibe. I don't like it. Driving. I drive a lot over there
Yeah.
in traffic, and I have road rage issues myself.
Yeah. Yeah. But you never
So
know that somebody would.
exactly, there's
Mm.
there's always there's a lot of people that roll around with guns. I know people that have roll around with guns.
Yeah.
I don't. I never did. I don't even own one.
Yeah.
But yet
Yeah.
I got mad and would get crazy with people, and
Yeah.
knowing that that person could also have a gun. And
Yeah.
especially after I think the Trump era, I was starting to become, and especially after I had Sia, that's
Mm.
when I started to become more aware of like
It's
uh,
not safe.
the whole
Yeah.
situation, and like thinking like I don't want to be in a car where she gets hit by a stray bullet.
Oh yeah. Shit.
I don't want to, just certain things, that scenarios that I was just like, I didn't want to be.
Mm.
I don't know. I just felt like,
It's time.
yeah, I don't know. I just felt like things are just changing, and I was getting really fed up and sick of certain things and a lot of people, and
Yeah.
ready for change, I guess. And Mercer and I had always been planning. We've been talking about it for quite a few years,
Yeah.
that we would move back when Sia was of age, like to go to
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
But then, my dad's passing away, and then
Yeah.
Marissa's parents came to visit us, and you could see that they had they're aging.
Yeah.
We right away were like, okay, I think it's time for us to just go now.
Yeah.
And everything worked out right. Like, my mom was ready to come back to Europe to be closer to her family. She hadn't seen them for almost 20 years.
Exactly.
My sister was getting fed up in California as well, and they wanted to make a move.
Yeah.
So we all actually left in 2019. We all moved.
Yeah.
We all left California. So
But you still got family there, right?
yeah,
Or
yeah, all my
yeah.
cousins and
Yeah.
everybody,
Exactly.
yeah. But my
Yeah.
my mom, my sister, and
Yeah.
her immediate family, we've all left. So
Yeah.
yeah, so and we don't we don't regret it one bit,
No. No. No.
not one
But you
bit.
never know. Maybe like when C is older, in like 10, 15 years, you guys
Yeah,
feel like, and
sure.
LA's is better or whatever.
We never know. We never
Yeah,
know.
you
And
never
then now
know.
that Trump's out of office, not that Biden is any better, but we'll see.
No, but
We'll see how the economy bounces back. Although now there's COVID, and then we'll see. That's opened the doors
exactly.
to a lot of other um, scenarios
Yeah.
that that are uncertain
Yeah.
in the future. So I'm not sure what's going to happen now in the states, or the rest of the world for that matter. But who knows? I know Sia talks about the states. She loves Pasadena, of
Can
course.
imagine.
So
Yeah.
she loves it here. She's happy here.
Yeah.
Her
Her
she has the
Swedish
best
is
memory.
better than yours, right?
Oh, way better. She's Swedish. She's definitely Swedish now.
But she got American passport also, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
dual citizenship. That's awesome. That's good.
Yeah.
Gives her good opportunities.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
So we don't want to give that up because yeah, she may want to study abroad and
but does she have to entertain it in some way, or
no,
just leave it? Leave it.
no, citizenship stays with you basically. Yeah.
Nice. That's nice.
Unless you choose to revoke it or what do you call
Revoke
it,
it.
hand
Yeah.
it in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
we'll see.
nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We'll keep it for a
How's
while.
what?
We'll keep it for a while.
Yeah. That's awesome. How's your MMA going?
Oh man, it's not MMA, just BJJ. It's good.
Oh yeah,
It's good.
BGA. Sorry.
I've been working lately, so I haven't been training as much. But we haven't been to class in a while. But when I've been rolling with Hank and another guy from our school,
Yeah. You mentioned it.
and that's been fun. I mean, I think I've improved. Stamina's improved. You know,
How does your body feel?
it's always hurting after
Okay.
every. I mean, it doesn't matter if I train 3 4 days a week. It feels like I
Yeah.
get hit by a train every, and but it's fun.
Yeah.
You always come home. I mean, even if you're in pain, you come home
Yeah.
going like, "Oh man, that was a
How,
lot of fun."
if before pre-COVID, how often would you go to class like BJ?
We were training back then. We had 4 days a week:
4 days a week.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. No, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturdays.
Yeah.
Now
And
we
you
have
felt
now we have
and you
classes every
felt
day.
and you felt that your body could recover during that time.
No, I was
Okay.
always in pain. I was taking
Okay.
painkillers
Oh
and
shit.
before class sometimes because I have two bad shoulders already.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that.
So that was already an issue. Um,
Yeah. But
but
how's your shoulder now?
they're better. I've been
Uh,
training them a lot more, so they're much stronger than they were.
you can't install like a steel shoulder or
They
something.
when I had the surgery, I was actually hoping they were gonna make me bionic, but no.
You were like, if Hank has you in a lock, you would be like, just open it up. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's super easy. You cannot destroy me.
No. Yeah, he's a beast. That guy, that dude
Yeah,
is.
I was thinking because I was thinking that Hank or even some younger guys, how would your body like feel?
They're all younger.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like
Yeah,
I'm literally
exactly.
like
But I mean, how would your body feel like that?
it's especially if you don't train. Like before I started jujitsu, I wasn't.
Mm,
I would mountain bike every now and then, so I would ride my bike, but that wasn't. I wasn't getting toned, or I mean, I was losing
no,
weight. I
no,
wasn't, but I wasn't fit. I'm still
no,
not
no.
fit.
Yeah,
But when you do jujitsu, it's like it's your cardio, it's your everything, using
yeah.
everything in such a short span. Because sometimes you're only grappling for 30 seconds before you get submitted, right?
Mm.
But even in those 30 seconds, it feels like you fought for your life. Sometimes you're like
Yeah,
pushing all your might and nothing's happening, and then next thing you know, you're choked or whatever, being
yeah,
submitted. But yeah, it's up to you. Stretch. Excuse me. Lots of
sorry.
stretching and
Yeah, stretching before and after, right?
before and after. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely trying to stay warm.
yeah,
And then now I try to train more. Try to stay
yeah,
a little bit more in shape and run.
yeah,
Um, but I still have a lot to work on. But it's my game has improved. I think my stamina, my cardio, everything has improved. But
yeah.
I'm also not young, so
No, 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 exactly. Because I remember when I was doing Muay Thai in my early 20s, and I remember that my muscle would be sore and stuff, but in the longer run, my body got used to it, right? So I'm thinking like, yeah, if I would do that now, so I would probably need a week to recover or something.
or more. Yeah, yeah.
So I
And
can
if you get an
imagine.
injury, it's
Yeah,
really long time to recover. I
yeah,
mean, and you're over 30, so that's that first. I think when I hit 30, that's when I started to really feel like my body was changing. When I hit
yeah.
40, oh man, I was like, that's a whole different feeling. But I feel good. I'm 40, 45. I feel
Yeah,
like better than I felt in many years.
yeah,
So uh, I
yeah. I
hope
mean,
it
as
gets
long as you
better.
keep active,
Yeah,
I think that's good.
yeah.
And
And
as long as you listen to your body, that's I think that's super fine. So, so I think that's fine. But you're not thinking about competing or anything like in the
I would
lower
love to
tournament.
actually.
Yeah,
I don't know if I've been training hard enough to compete, but I would love to just to try it. You
yeah.
know, I'd be competing with guys over 40, so that's to
So
my
there are
advantage.
guys competing over 40.
Oh yeah, there's
There's
people
like
over
two people in
50.
Sweden.
There's no, there's I went to the grappling industries competition in Copenhagen last year,
Yeah.
and there was a guy, Danish guy, who was probably over 50,
Wow.
smashing everybody. He was a brown
Shit.
belt.
Wow.
He was a
Shit.
brown belt, but he was tearing people up. He was a big guy too. I mean,
Yeah.
really tall, but also very like really heavy. I mean, kind of heavy.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's like you would never think somebody like that would like handle people
Wow.
younger, way younger than him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was advancing, and I think he even won in his division,
Division.
and he was fighting people in their 30s.
Shit.
So you can't count anyone out.
Yeah.
Just everyone's different, but
Of course.
yeah, I would ideally like to fight somebody that's in my age group.
Yeah. Of course.
So, but then there's guys in my school now that are my age group, and they'll mess me up so
but
so easily.
but that's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine. It would be so much. It would be really bummer if you're like top of the food chain and you can't really get a challenge or something.
no, no,
So,
no. There's definitely some good dudes out there
well,
that have
what?
been
Well,
going.
you got blue belt right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And next is,
Uh,
oh, you need the stripes, right?
Give me a few stripes,
Yeah.
4 stripes technically, and then you're purple, and
Yeah.
then brown, and then black. So I have a ways to go, but I'm looking forward to the journey because it's for me it's all about the journey. And
Yeah.
I've done different martial arts before, but this is the one where I really want to chase that black belt.
Yeah.
I really enjoy
Wow.
this.
That's
So,
nice.
and I don't care how long it takes me, but
Yeah.
I will get it.
Yeah.
That's what I want to go for. That's my end goal. I'd love to
Yeah.
be an instructor, even if I'm older.
Yeah.
I don't care. It'd be fun to be an instructor because
Yeah.
I think it's such a cool sport.
That's awesome.
So
You can do BIM and BJJ.
yeah.
Company that learns out BIM and BJJ. That'll be
Well, I'm hoping our
um,
girls are going to learn, and
yeah.
they'll probably
I
advance
need to
faster
I
than
need
us.
to enroll Leia because she's like, even though she's doing swimming right now, even though she's doing swimming, she's like full of energy.
Yeah,
She's like sometimes want to wrestle with me and stuff. I was like, oh god damn, this kid, it's like bursting of nuclear power or something. So
they
yeah, I
should be
really
coming.
want to I really want to enroll her,
Yeah,
especially Mason as well, because he's a little bit he's like, he can be physical sometimes. Like
I'm sure.
when he can't control his emotions, he's like want to hit something. So yeah, definitely want to enroll him as well. But
I think they're gonna
he's
enjoy
like
it.
full strength. That
Yeah,
that kid. He's not really as flexible as Leia, and but he's like pure strength. That kid. I feel
it'll
his
come.
I feel his like I felt his like calf the other day when he like really what's it called,
Flex.
when he flexed it. Yeah, I was like, damn, this is pretty hard.
Dang,
It's
he's
like this
only two,
kid.
right? Two,
Yeah,
three.
he's soon 3,
Yeah.
but it's like, damn, this calf's fucking. What's wrong with this kid?
Wow.
What what are we feeding him? Chinese ducks.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that's cool. That's awesome. How do you know anything more about the kids class that Hank?
No.
Okay.
I think Hank is waiting for the for the whole, all the everyone in his family to get the vaccine,
Oh. Oh yeah.
so
Yeah.
that he
Sure.
can train with a good conscience. So
Yeah.
I think sometime in June he's gonna be back.
Oh.
June, yeah. So in a few weeks, hopefully. He'll be back and they can start the class. So time to start buying those gis. I have to find a nice one for Sia.
is there in her size?
Yeah, they make them in her size.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. I just don't know
that's
what
good.
color to get yet. So,
Get with some camo and stuff.
yeah. She likes purple and pink and all that stuff. So let her be her for now.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see. But
But you're
I'm
doing
excited.
now that it's getting warmer, you're doing mountain biking as well, right?
I haven't ridden yet, not this
Yeah,
season. But I'd like to.
when it's getting a little bit warmer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I should just go out and ride any day now, but I'm so
yeah.
busy with
Oh
the cabin.
yeah,
But
for
maybe in a
sure.
few weeks I'll start taking my bike out and because
How did you get into it? By the way, in
um
the first place.
well I went riding with my cousin like in the early 2000s, and I
Yeah,
thought it was so much fun even though I sucked and my condition was horrible.
yeah,
So I wanted to get into it then, but I was too lazy and all that stuff to put money into it.
yeah.
Finally, years later, I after like telling Marissa that I wanted to do it for so long, I
Mm,
picked up a used bike, and then Marissa was like, "Okay, well if you're gonna ride, can I buy a bike too?" So she picked up a bike, and then
yeah.
we went on this like we would ride around locally, and then we went on this Christmas vacation where we went riding out by
Okay.
Vegas. We
Yeah,
took our
yeah,
bikes, went and stayed in a hotel in Vegas, but
yeah.
then we went riding in like Red Rock
Oh,
and
nice.
out by Lake Mead and all that stuff. It was really fun.
And
And this is
there's
the middle of
officially
Christmas.
bike tracks.
There's some bike trails, and we
Yeah,
did
bike trails. Yeah.
yeah, and then we did a lot of like just off road. We just
Uh,
rode, and you know,
that is nice.
I didn't do much research, and we didn't have full suspension bikes. We were just using hardtails, and Marissa
Yeah,
was keeping up, and
yeah.
the trail we
Wow.
rode was really hard. It was mostly rocks,
Yeah,
but I loved it, and she could
yeah.
see how I changed. I become like a little kid on my bike. So she's
I
like,
can, I
just
can, I
pursue
can
this.
imagine.
Yeah,
Because I remember when I did it with my work, we did it out in the countryside,
yeah,
and I know the feeling you're talking about. Because when you see the scenery and you don't know exactly where you're going, you're
yeah,
just following the trail,
yeah,
and it's like I don't know if you can say it's like a sense of adventure
for
or
sure.
exploring and stuff. But it was super fun. But I was, by the we didn't bike so far. But at the end of the trail, I was like gassed out. I was like, I'm done. I,
Yeah,
I was so out. But yeah, I can imagine what you're talking about.
but
Sounds like real fun.
you're doing Isaberga, right?
Yeah.
Are you gonna bike?
The bike trail over there.
Are you gonna? Is that what you guys are gonna do when you go there? Or
There's so much you can do there, but we'll see. We'll see what's going on.
because Marissa's actually debating on joining you guys,
Yeah,
and then I'm like, I'm gonna definitely bike, but
yeah,
I'm not sure if I'm gonna bring my bike or if I'll just rent one.
yeah, yeah.
But
But we can talk about that later.
yeah,
It's no worries.
could be fun. They have some nice
Oh,
trails out
definitely,
there.
definitely.
They've been really building a lot. I keep seeing it online, so that's one place I have to ride.
I don't know if it's like a famous place. I have no idea
Oh
if
yeah,
it's a break. It
well, it
is.
seems to be. Yeah, yeah. For this
Uh,
area, because it's what this it's still in this area, right? Is it Skåne?
no, it's Småland.
Is it Småland? Okay.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, because all the other big trails are all up north, like way far from here. All the big mountain bike parks. I think that's the
yeah,
closest one to this area.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, because down here everything's flat, and if you move to Göteborg, then then you have all the hills and stuff. So
I've never been there,
Wo-
but I'd like to go. But for
you never
sure,
been to Göteborg?
no,
That's a nice
Stockholm, but
place.
never. Yeah, I'd like to go
Yeah,
there.
Göteborg is a pretty chill place. People are quite friendly and stuff. Uh,
We should do a trip there too.
sure.
I'm looking forward to the one in July though. I think that's gonna be
Yeah,
fun.
it's gonna be real fun.
Yeah,
Okay, bro.
yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And yeah, I hope you get everything. Everything will go smoothly with the cabin and the BIM. I hope you get good news from that as well.
Yeah, thank you, man. I hope so too.
But yeah, thank you again, and thanks for everyone listening. And don't forget to subscribe.
Yep. Lo-fi with Chris.
See you guys.